Hi, good evening and welcome. My name is Bryan Toutant. I serve as the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning in Lakewood. Thank you for taking time to join us today as we share information about kindergarten and what families can expect as their children begin this exciting journey. Kindergarten is an important milestone that helps children build their foundational academic, social, and emotional skills. Tonight, you'll meet our elementary principals, hear an overview of our program, share ways that families can partner with us for a successful start, and ensure you have all the information you need before fall. We do look forward to answering your questions and welcoming your child to our school community. If you have questions, please put them in the question and answer portion of the Zoom, and we'll get to those at the end of our presentation. So again, my name is Bryan Toutant. I'm the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning. I've been in Lakewood for 11 years, initially as the middle school principal. So I'll have the other principals introduce themselves. Maybe we will start with Kristin.
Good evening. I'm Kristin Cortes. I am the building principal at Lakewood Elementary, and I am finishing up my fourth year here.
Hello, I'm Bill Landry. I am principal of Cougar Creek Elementary, and this is my 25th year that I am completing.
Hi, good evening. I'm Michele Ricci. I'm the principal at English Crossing Elementary, and this is my just finishing up my ninth year in the Lakewood District, and excited to have you join us tonight.
As a side note, Bill Landry just earned his 25-year recognition for service in Lakewood School District. So I am going to share a presentation for you, and each of the principals will go over a certain portion of it. And then again, if you have questions, we'll take those at the end. Please put them in the question and answer box. So let's see. Elementary in Lakewood. Actually, I'm going to talk about this. We have preschool through fifth grade. There are several special programs and services. All of our elementary schools participate in Title and LAP, and we're continuously been focusing on literacy, but also use that program to help with math and behavior. Multilingual learning is present at each school. We have special education, resource room, comprehensive skill program at two of our elementaries, and an Achieve program at one of our elementaries. We have developmental preschool, as well as ECAP and transition to kindergarten, and those three programs are at LES. We offer free breakfast and lunch program for all students. Each one of our buildings, in addition to the elementary principals you're meeting tonight, also have a dean that helps to support the students and teachers, and each building has a full-time nurse as well. Kristin, would you like to talk about learning in kindergarten?
Yes, I would. Thanks, Brian. So if this is your first child to come through kindergarten, I'm sure you have questions about what learning looks like in a kindergarten classroom. Brian, are you hearing the feedback?
I am. Is someone listening to it near you?
I think the other two, you guys need to mute.
I will mute.
All right. There we go. Thanks for your patience. So it's one of the most important areas of learning is what we call foundational skills. That is learning the alphabet. So learning what those letters are, not only how to look at them and identify them, but to learn the sounds and to be able to write them. Students really start this work with what we call phonemic awareness. And phonemic awareness is listening to the sounds. So that rhyming work or letting the saying at, what sounds do you hear? So all of that is oral. And then we move into what we call phonics. And phonics is where we take those sounds and we put them into print. And so that students are attaching those sounds to those letters. You see a photograph there of students working on their whiteboards and making words as they're studying their phonics instruction. So all of those foundational skills lead us into the reading and writing work that kindergartners will experience. So as they learn those sounds and they start to put together words, they'll engage in reading together in partnerships and reading themselves. They'll start with decodable books that really are, they're able to sound out much easier. And they will also work in some pattern text that will help them learn some of those trickier words in English, what we call sight words. Students will also engage in a lot of writing activities. You're going to see at the beginning of the school year that that's going to look a lot like drawing and moving from drawing pictures to actually labeling those pictures. And one of the remarkable things about kindergarten is you'll see that progression by the end of the year. They'll be writing sentences to go along with those pictures. So a mom tip, hold on to the beginning of the year items because what you'll see at the end of the year is pretty remarkable. Another major learning area students engage in daily is mathematics. We use a curriculum called Bridges in Mathematics. We focus a lot on numbers. No surprise that students need to learn their numbers. One of the areas that they really focus on learning by the end of the year is to be able to count to 100 and be able to write numbers through 20. Students then, as they experience those numbers, as soon as they've got their first 5 numbers, they start to do some basic addition and subtraction. And by the end of the year, they'll be adding and subtracting numbers within 10. In addition to reading, writing, and math, those core subjects, there's a lot of other learning that happens in kindergarten. Students are going to engage in lessons in social emotional learning. They'll learn about how to be kind and empathetic and work with others. They'll learn ways to manage strong emotions. Students will also engage in science and social studies learning. They'll learn about how they are a member of a school community, a classroom community, and that there are larger communities that surround them as well. Students get daily time to go with other teachers, what we call specialist classrooms, dependent on your school. They may have PE, library, music, or possibly art. Those are daily classes that students get to go to and engage with other teachers, which is a really fun time, and students enjoy broadening outside of their classroom for that learning. And last but definitely not least, they engage in purposeful play, an opportunity for them to put those skills into practice as they play with their peers. You may see them at the kitchen area within a classroom, and they may be making menus or taking orders, practicing those social skills with their peers, practicing their sharing, and just building relationships and community together. So as you can see, kindergarten is a busy year where there is a lot of learning that takes place. And I am excited for your children to get started next year. And I know that as parents, you're going to be very pleased with the learning that you see your children do.
Yeah, hi, this is Bill Landry, and I'm going to talk about preparing your child for kindergarten, things you can do over the summer. And it's important to remember that when you're preparing your child, you're doing this because you want them to come to school with the skills and confidence to learn, socialize, and adapt to their new environment in kindergarten. First area I'm going to talk about is excuse me, is reading. Excuse me. This is important. It helps build a foundation for language literacy and skills they'll use throughout school. Some ideas are set aside 15 to 20 minutes a day for reading together. Choose a variety of books, picture books, stories, poems, and informational books. And then when you have a favorite book, make sure you read it repeatedly because it helps them learn new vocabulary, structures, and print concepts. And then always remember to talk to your kid a little bit about the book. What do you think about what will happen next? What is the character? And maybe what's your favorite part of the book? And obviously put in your own zest and personalize it for your own family. Next one is fostering independence. This is important because it helps children develop the confidence and skills they need to succeed in school. One way to foster independence is self-help skills. This includes putting on and taking off coats, shoes, and backpacks, using the bathroom independently, washing their hands thoroughly, opening food containers and lunch items, cleaning up toys and materials after use. Students do come at all different levels, and so our teachers are skilled at helping and assist them where they're at. An example of this is at lunches. Students raise their hands when they need help. An example is just milk cartons. Many students don't know how to do the milk yet, and so we're still doing that at the end of the year with some of our students, and that's okay. It's developmentally appropriate. Next area is practicing those self-help cares. This is important because it allows them to, be independent and practice independence. This includes some things like I mentioned, buttoning their pants, opening their lunch items, using the bathroom, blowing their own nose, and washing their own hands. And you can probably imagine teachers are very appreciative when students can blow their own nose, but if they can't, they'll definitely help them. Another area is working with scissors, crayons, and pencils. Some ideas for scissors is cut coupons from advertisements, cut out pictures from old magazines, and collages. With crayons, draw pictures of family members or favorite animals, color in coloring books. And with a pencil, draw and label pictures, trace shapes, letters, or simple paths. The idea here is just to get them used to it and accustomed to it. One thing you might want to do is go to the store and get some of the larger crayons, because those are initially the first ones that teachers will use, and it fits in your students' or your child's hands much better. Another one is we have students playing with each other every day, and one of the things you can probably predict is this will be the first time they've been playing with 18 to 20 students. Some ideas to encourage play is play some games with them at home, some cooperative games. Build a tower using blocks, see how they'll make it as a team. Do dramatic play, have a play with them, do dress up. All these things will help them just come into school and be ready to go and be real good friends and real classmates. And these are some things that they will do throughout the day, is they will be able to play with students, and that's part of the curriculum, is making sure they're ready to socialize. Talk about calming with your student. We have students coming in that are 5 and 6 years old, and so they're just learning how to manage their emotions. Some of the things that you could do is name the emotion with your child. You could say, you look frustrated because the blocks fell down. I feel nervous as I have to do something new. Seems like you're a little disappointed that playtime is over. Another important thing is to model. Make sure you're modeling how you're feeling. I'm frustrated, I'm stressed. That's a great way just to show your students that feelings are okay. And one of the things we have here at schools is teachers and staff that are very, very well versed in how to work with kindergarten and their emotions. All right, the next one, really important, parents, when you get to the end of the school year, or end of the summer, set regular bedtimes and wake-up routines. Why is this a matter? It gets them a good amount of sleep for their age, wake up more easily in the morning, feel secure knowing what to expect. So when they get ready for school, it's not something that they will not want to do. They'll be very excited. And when they're going to bed, read a book and then tell them how exciting school is going to be as it comes up. So when it does come on that first day, They are ready to go. And as I said, I really want to make sure that I reinforce that every student comes in at a very different level. So as you're going through the summer, and if you see some of the milestones aren't being reached, just keep working on them. One of the things is just working really hard to get the students ready for when they get here. And the teachers will take them where they're at, and they'll get the most out of them. And by the end of kindergarten, first grade, or kindergarten, excuse me, they're going to be ready for first grade. All right, I am going to pass it on to Miss Ricci.
Actually, Bill, I'm gonna take over for a second if I could. We have a welcome to video kindergarten video. I believe LES made this video, and the kids are really excited to share this with incoming parents and students. So we'll play that. It's about a 2-minute video. Enjoy.
You're coming to kindergarten. My friends and I want to give you some advice. You need these things to go to kindergarten. It's important to put on your coat. And it's also important in kindergarten to know how to zip your coat. In kindergarten, it's important to have a big backpack. It's important to put your name in the coat so it won't go in the lost and found. I think it's very important. In kindergarten, it's so much fun. There's no time to take naps. Kindergarten is important to write your name. In kindergarten, it's really about in kindergarten, it's important you go in the light path. In kindergarten, you love your teacher. In kindergarten, it's important to cut pictures. When you come to elementary school, you become a cougar. In kindergarten, it's important to know your ABCs. In kindergarten, you read a lot, and makes sure someone reads for you. I was a big cow, brave cow. In kindergarten, that was your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get a lesson from school or home. We have 2 recesses. Some of us get bus home, and some of us get pig shop. That's what you need to know for kids golden. You're gonna love it.
Thank you, LES, for making that video. It's pretty hard not to smile while watching those kids talk about their experiences. So oh, here are some more. Okay, so arrival dismissal. So we are on very similar schedules for all 3 elementaries, just a little difference, just because of busing. So Cougar Creek, CCE starts at 8:30. English Crossing and Lakewood Elementary start at 8:35. Monday through Thursday, if you're not familiar with Lakewood School District, we have regular full days on Monday through Thursday, 3:10 for Cougar Creek and 3:15 for English Crossing and Lakewood Elementary. On Fridays, we do have a early release for our staff to participate in professional learning, and those are release times are 1:40 for Cougar Creek and 1:45 for ECE and LES. Okay, Michele, would you talk about next steps?
I will, but I would like to just say from that last slide, thinking about arrival and dismissal, One of the things that's really important when kids start kindergarten and really all through school is that on-time arrival and being at school every day, all day. Attendance is really important. And I know there are some family events that happen. Sometimes kids are sick. We have some guidelines around what's too sick to send to school, but just really want to just share how important it is for kids to be at school every day, on time, and all day. And I know in our video we watched one of the little boys say, all you need is a backpack. He said it's important to have a backpack. I think it's important to know that in the Lakewood School District, we provide all the school supplies for students other than a backpack. And then if anyone, is in need of a backpack or help getting one, just contact the school office and we can help with those too. So it's very exciting gearing up to kindergarten, and we have some new and exciting opportunities this summer for you and your kindergartners. The first thing will be right after school ends, June 18th. We have an opportunity for you and your kindergarten kiddos to come to Lakewood Elementary School and hop on a school bus. And we know not everybody's going to ride the school bus. They probably will on field trips. They might not do it every day to and from school. But it's a great idea to have kids come and you can get on the bus, talk to a bus driver. It's really important when kids are riding the bus that they are following the bus expectation. Safety is really important, of course, while riding the school bus. And usually our kindergarten students sit up front. And at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of help making sure that our kindergarten students know where they're going to go. They get a little bit of extra time getting to the bus or to parent pickup at the end of the day. In July, on July 9th from 3 to 5 p.m. at Lakewood Elementary School, we invite you and your students to come and play outside on the playground. So just get to experience the Lakewood Elementary School playground with your kindergarten students. Maybe they'll meet some future classmates when they're there for that opportunity. We all three have pretty big and extensive outside play areas. And just like the students in the video said, there are at least 2 recesses on any given day. We have 30 minutes of recess every day for our kindergarten students, usually in 2 smaller chunks of recess. And then in the fall, we have an open house, and that's for all students, K through 5. It's the same time and same date at all 3 elementary schools. So August 27th from 5:30 to 6:30, you would go to your school, and they would get to see inside the school um, and meet their teachers, or meet the kindergarten teachers. We kind of all 3 do that a little bit differently in the 3 buildings, but it's an opportunity for you to come and see the school and see some of those places like the gym and the library and the music room and the office, and get familiar with what that looks like inside the school. Some other important things that are unique to kindergarten during the first 3 days of school for our 1st through 12th graders, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there is no school for kindergarten students. Instead, our kindergarten teachers will invite families to come in and do some family connections meetings. And this is a chance we kind of get to know the students, do some assessments, and meet the teachers. So those will be just individual meetings where you'll be talking with kindergarten teachers and they'll be meeting the students. And then the first day of school for kindergarten next fall is Monday, September 7th.
Thanks, Michelle. So I just want to let you know that if you have not registered your student and you're just kind of tuning in today to hear more, all of our registration is done online. So you can go to the Lakewood District website and register your child directly from there. Please share that information with others. Many of our families have younger children, and so they get that information. But if they're new to our system or new to the area, then it really helps for you to spread the word to others about how to register for kindergarten. So we're very excited to have your children. Next week, we graduate the class of 2026. And then in September, we'll be welcoming your class of students of 2039. So when one group leaves, another group comes, and it's just a wonderful time for us, and hopefully for you as well. So I have a few questions in the chat, and I am not sure if the principals can see them, so I am going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to read them and see if one of our principals can answer the questions. So, or all. First question is, will there be any organized play opportunities at the individual schools so kids can play with the kids they go to school with? Thanks, Emily.
I mean, this is at this time we have that one opportunity, June 18th. This is the first time we've done it this way to invite kids to come and play on the playground before school starts. And so we don't have other organized opportunities right now scheduled at the other schools or just for the individual schools themselves. We were going to see this is kind of a kickoff and kind of a pilot program. So see what it's like and how much we get for kids coming on July 9th to play on the playground at Lakewood Elementary.
Thanks, Michelle. That's a great idea, Emily. Um, Also, another question is, could you tell me more about the Family Connection meeting? How long are those, and when will we schedule them?
I'll take this one. Generally, they're about 20 minutes. They're short meetings. You will have somebody either from the front office in your elementary school or a kindergarten teacher reach out to schedule those meetings. Here at LES, I know that we send out an email and have some electronic way of signing up for a time that is convenient for you. But you will have somebody from your school reach out to you to get those scheduled.
Thanks, Kristen. And again, since I can't tell if people can see these, Jen asks, is the first day the 8th due to a holiday in the 7th? And it was answered, yes, it's Tuesday the 8th, is our first day of school for kindergartners. Remember, that's a late start compared to the if you have other children. So they might be a little bit jealous that they don't that I have to come a little bit earlier, but we've been doing that for years and years, and most districts in Washington do it, and it's a really great time for our families to get to know the teacher and teacher get to know the student before we have them all together in one big group. Okay, I'll give you another minute to. Oh, here's another question. Great. I have twins. Is there an option to have them in the same class or will they be separated? I'm asking now so I know if I need to be thinking about the decision or if it's made for me. Thank you.
It's a really great question. We've had a number of twins come through LES. I would say that, at least for me individually, just reach out to the principal if you've got some preferences there. We don't take requests around who the teacher might be. But that said, with twins, it gets a little tricky. And so if you have individual desires, just reach out to your principal and talk with them.
Well, I thank you for joining us tonight. If you do have more questions that you think of later, or just want to reach out and talk more to the principal or to myself, please let us know. Also, again, if you're sharing this information with other people, we this recording will be posted on our website, so you can send them there as well, and maybe some of you might even want to show the kindergarten video to your kids. So it will be available shortly. We're excited to have your students. We're excited to have you and meet you. And I hope you have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.